Here's lesson 13 for Module 2 for 5th grade. What we're taking a look at is conversion of measurement units. And so we're going to start just by taking a look at the example that they've given us. The way that they do this is by taking a look at weeks to days. As you know from language arts, those are actually nouns. And so if we have 6 of weeks, we're saying 6 sets of 1 week. 6 sets of 1 week each. And what we can do is say, okay, if this is kind of separate from this, we keep our adjective. And then we change our noun. These are equal to each other. 1 week and 7 days, either way, they're the same thing. And so if you've got in your problem going from weeks to days, you want to think about the nouns that you're using and how are they equivalent to each other. Because then you want to be able to say, oh, so 6 weeks is equal to how many days? 42 days. So what they said is 6, and each set is actually 7 days. So 1 week, 7 days, same thing. Let's take a look at converting years to days. So we're looking at these two nouns, years, didn't mean to cross that out, to days. If we have 7 years, what we're saying is we have 7 sets of 1 year each. And so then we can say we still have our 7 sets, but let's change it. If we're going to go from years to days, we want these to be equal to each other. We know that 1 year is actually 365 days, and that those are the same. So now what we can do is say we're going to multiply them. So if we take 365, we're going to say 7 sets of them. 7 times 5, 35, carry our 3. 7 and 6 gets us a 42, 43, 44, 45. So we make our 5, we carry our 4, and then 7 times 3 is 21, plus 4 gets us 25. So our answer is that 7 years is actually the same as 2,555 days. They're the same, so they're equal to each other, So it's kind of solving a problem, but kind of not really, huh? So it's kind of doing it in a different way. So the next one I'm going to take a look at is we're going to go metric. We're going to be taking a look over here at E. We're going to be converting, here's our two nouns, kilograms to grams. And so if we have 3,000 kilograms, we want to be able to say we happen to have 3 9/100 kilograms. There's that many sets, and it's equal to how many, if this is our set, times how many grams. So we can make this move on over and say 3.09. I know that looks like a comma, but it's really a decimal. Sorry about that. And then that's how many grams. So we know that for every kilogram, it's actually 1,000 grams. A little squishy in there, isn't it? And so for 1,000 grams is equal to 1 kilogram. And so what we're going to be doing is 1,000 times 3.09. And so thinking about, is this going to gain or lose place values when you multiply by 1,000? We know that 3 times 1,000 is 3,000, so it's going to be in the thousands place. In order for that to be the thousands place, we have to have a hundreds place, a tens place, and a ones place. And so we say 3 times 1,000 is 3,000. The others are just along for the ride. So to the right of the 3 happens to be a 9. Keep going. Oh, sorry. To the right of the 3 happens to be a 0. To the right of that is a 9. And then in order to make sure that that stays the thousands place, we have to put another 0 here. So we can say then that it's equal to that many grams. Let's take a look at the very last one. A newborn giraffe weighs about 65 kilograms. How much does it weigh, therefore, in grams? So if we're going to say 65 kilograms is equal to how many grams? So we're going to have 65 sets times how many grams per kilogram? 1,000. So we've taken this kilogram right here and we've turned it into this. 1 kilogram is the same as this. So now we can go, oh, times 1,000. We know 5 times 1,000 is going to be in the thousands place. So our 5 is going to come to the thousands place because 5 times 1,000 happens to be 5,000. And now this guy's along for the ride. He's to the left of the 5. And then to fill this in, make sure that the 5 stays in the thousands place because 5 times 1,000 is 5,000. We have to fill in the hundreds place, the tens place, and the ones place. The 6 came along and it's actually in the 10,000s place. So that baby giraffe happens to weigh 65,000 grams. All right, for your homework, now that you've watched this, hopefully have a pretty good idea how to do it. What I'd like for you to do is pick one. These ones, what you're looking at here, this one's kind of giving you some information. This one says we are converting pounds to ounces, so these are your nouns. This is your adjective, 14 pounds. So you have 14 times 1 pound, 14 sets that are 1 pound each. So then you say, okay, we need to change pounds to ounces. And it tells you right here what happens. So 1 pound is equal to how many ounces? It shows you right there. So you just plug that guy in. And then what are you doing? You're multiplying. This one's kilograms to grams. And you'll remember that 1 kilogram is equal to 1,000 grams. All right, thank you. See you tomorrow.